campion.
This is a 1933 Chevy Eagle-body. The motor is a 1961 394 Oldsmobile Rocket. My name is Zach Lofquist. I'm from Coon Rapids, Minnesota now, is where I reside now. 30 years old, been a welder career-wise for about 10 years now. And didn't really know what I wanted to do getting into welding. And back in 2022, I decided to start building cars. What inspired me to build the car is that I had recently gotten a job working automotive exhaust work and worked with a bunch of guys that were really into cars. They had all these project cars, and I kind of felt like a fish out of water with it. And growing up, my dad always had classic cars. I had a lot of family members that were always into classic cars, always wanted one, but with life, you know, it's hard to just throw money into something like that when you're just trying to survive. In my mind, I thought that, hey, the best way to learn about cars is to just try to build one from the ground up, you know, and Rat Rod gave me the ability to put a lot of creativity in it and not necessarily get pigeonholed restoring something and whatever else. So that was kind of what sparked it. I hit up a buddy that I knew that built rat rods, and he ended up having this body sitting in his backyard. He said, hey, come take a look at it. And I was like, perfect, I'll come look at it. And once I seen it, I knew that that was going to be the one. Being that I wanted to make so much parts and learn more about fabricating and try to push my boundaries with metalwork and stuff like that, I tried to make as much as I could on this that wasn't necessarily, you know, other than safety things like brakes and stuff like that, you know, I tried to just get my hands into everything. So I picked up machine work a little bit on this project, making my coil cover, my wire loom stuff, my fuel block, and learn how to machine doing those. Always thought it'd be kind of a cool idea and decided to start calling it Goon as a play on to the Moon speed equipment and stuff like that. And that is starting to kind of kick off a little bit, which is cool. So yeah, I learned a little bit of machining, learned a little bit about bead rolling and forming metal and all sorts of stuff with this project, just trying to, you know, learn and push my skills and everything like that. My front horns that come off of the front are actually flagpole toppers that I found at a antique store. One thing that I really liked with doing the build is hunting for parts. I don't have the luxury of having a backyard full of parts and things like that. So going all around the country, hitting up antique stores and just trying to find things out in the wild that just look cool and different. So that's where a lot of my things that I purchased for this came from, you know. So these came from an antique store in Anoka. The headlights came from another antique store in South Dakota that I found, as well as the seat backs that I have on there came from the same place. My grill came from a YouTube channel called Iron Trap Garage. It was something that they found in the woods in West Virginia and had to get that from them. My exhaust is made out of old dairy farm piping, all stainless.
Did that all yourself?
Yep. That was kind of one of the things that I did at that job was exhaust work, so it was a no-brainer that I had to make my own exhaust for it. The wrought iron fence that holds the grill up, that was just kind of something that I threw in there just to get the thing going, but I had seen somebody else that had done something similar and thought it was really neat, and that's probably one of the bigger things that I get people noticing and compliments on is oh, that's from a fence post and stuff like that. So door hinges are something that I made. I kind of went with a rivet theme and I liked using stainless and carbon steel because then you have that bit that will rust away and then that bit that will shine through all of that. Just some design that I just started drawing on a piece of notebook paper and started putting together. All spikes and rivets and things like that. I do like collecting Hamm's beer things and stuff like that. You know, a big thing with the rat rods is everybody uses the beer tap shift handle. So I wanted to try to do something a little bit different and actually went and found sheets of uncut Hamm's cans and used those for inlays for all my interior work. There's actually pieces from the Hamm's building that I integrated in this. They're kind of up in like the top area of it. Me and my buddy went there for the brewery thing that they had going on, and I just went to the side of the building and started ripping them out. The seats are something that I made. I hand stitched the leather work on them, bead rolled the pans of them. The gas tank is a Hamm's cooler. I couldn't bring myself to cut up an actual Hamm's cooler, so I went and found one online that's made by the same company, then just painted the Hamm's logo on it and felt better about cutting that up for some reason. Looks inconspicuous, like you're just hauling around a cooler, so you can hide a gas tank in it. The 33 Chevys have kind of a swooping back to them. I didn't have that when I picked up the body. It was just kind of flat, and I ended up coming up with the idea of trying to find a tailgate and using that to create the swoop of it. So I used part of a Chevy tailgate to create that, and then I actually used the other side of that tailgate to make the interior back piece because it had all those deep forms in there and was able to strengthen it. My taillights are actually something I found in on Etsy from a guy out in Spain, 3D prints and wires them and stuff like that. There's San Diego choppers. So they're technically motorcycle lights. And then I cut a piece of hex stainless steel to create the frames of them to kind of trim them out and make them kind of pop out a little bit more. I used a 1957 Chevy hood to create these little fins coming out the back. Thought that was kind of a neat little idea, and use that same rivet deal to kind of match with everything else. What really started this was me and my dad sending pictures of rollers to each other, and once he kind of bid on the rat rod idea, I knew that I was going to be able to get him to kind of help me out with it. He's been a car guru forever. So he was kind of my build partner with all of this stuff, and when we were discussing about what to do with an engine, he gave me the idea of either doing a Oldsmobile Rocket or a Buick Nailhead. So I got on Marketplace and I was searching around for them, and this one ended up popping up in Rockford, Illinois for $400. And I went and picked it up. It's got 345 horsepower just stock with like 400 foot-pounds of torque behind it. So, and he had one in his 64 Starfire, so he figured it would be a real good, strong engine. Got it back up here, realized that a bunch of parts were missing from it, and ended up having to pick up another engine to use as parts and kind of cobble it together. It scoots for sure.
I do it for the culture, I take it global. I've been moreno, papi loco since ocho ocho. I like dance on the low, it's in my torso. I got fire like some culture, so get in my ojos. Okay, we don't walk away in my go day, no way am I gon' leave. Oh no, not today, do not behave when blood is on the league. Weep before you speak, though. Think before you eat. How you love a country food more than its people, cause I think you hide behind your politics. Yeah.